kakra na yem.
And the Jean Mensa, Bossman, Samuel Tete-led EC cannot change it. Neither can the failed outgoing MPP government change this. We need to make that very, very clear. And so we thank all our supporters who have heeded this call, stopped all manner of jubilations, and are presently at constituency coalition centers. We will continue to call on you, appeal to you to conduct yourself peacefully, responsibly, and orderly. And please ensure that you are at least 100 meters away from the main coalition center. But you should be observing your eyes, your ears, your nose should be observing the process. You should be smelling everything going on. You should be listening to everything going on, so that if there is any issue, you can draw our attention to that for us to act. So ignore the lamentations of our friends in the MPP who have all of a sudden turned into evangelists. I heard their campaign communication director quoting 1 Kings chapter 3 and all that. Bible quotations that I'm sure he has not even read before. Today, he's an evangelist quoting Bible quotations. This is not a biblical, quotation exercise. We are dealing with a public election governed by laws. And the call we have made is in consonance with the electoral laws of this country and with the conventions and practices that we have used for elections in Ghana since 1992. The earlier they get that, the better. But as I served notice and actually cautioned our agents and supporters to be on high alert for the rigging machinations of the MPP in this critical stage, or at this critical stage of the electoral process, we have come by incontrovertible evidence that shows that the MPP has not changed. But if they have changed at all, they have changed from bad to worse. They don't think that elections are about counting hairs. They still think that the election is about cutting hairs. They were one time lucky with violence and thuggery, and today they think that they can be second time lucky with thuggery and violence. But as the boys say,
you're welcome back from the NDC.
Royal Television from the press conference the NDC and also Sammy Gyamfi. In fact, near working in other say or that any supporters nothing. Unze udi kan ba bontene ebe kan say supporters no our marshals say omojo money because of elections results are omo ehunu no. Won mu nya ile omo form adwene enko coalition center ho na enema hodo a ebe koso no omo form ani ene omadwene na enko ho na omu hwie a omatimi adjubility na no no wobo maba so say asema obekan no omo nyina no so agi atuma won mo ade a wo mo edi so ene wo san TC MPP for so a wo che say ade a ene TC abato na wo moto no wo mahu say MPP for elusu nti adane wo mo abobobo mo amomanimu adane dane nti ama say no evangelist for abam wonu say owura miracles abwaje the press conference no na okutu biblical quotation bi wo ma wo che say esi ano ntase ade a ache wo no nti ama se o madane evangelist na mo hu ne say ma supporters no hu ne say MPP for no ebetimi e de niema ato form sa won mo still na no sa enwiemu adwen no o se eda wo mutima o metimi aye bibia anso so ma na mom no ma MPP for no ana NDC for no emma wo mo agbamu mu ana ma mutirimu nyomo de mo enhu se o ma wie na MPP for no betimi aye bibia nti o mo hwe se o betimi ama ne niema no na ma niema so tima kon kan enso e dia momo Mr. Bempa it looks as if that's a blame game. We be blame we say we betimi awiem we so be blame we so betimi awiem but at the end of the day no more show supporters omo encourage wo mo
in can catch say teams ni no nyina cha no bi ache we kasa ye no na catch say nti we so beba
also the beba to so
yes ono so be ye bi the we can yes omo catch omo supporters na say omo free abontene dede no omo ye no enko because 2020 I think it's BC is 2020 no ebisi sa omo ekachira omo nyina kogina yisi office or headquarters even kura no ebra ye bobba aba no kura no a ya bo MPP dia hu se do so no ye bo NDC dia isu ano eno na no mo djube me twino ho na me ntiase se omuntio se dia yo nti yese enei ni dia omo ama aya we no ma ka kire wo mo se omo mfiri ho na mo fo mo so nto fam no muntie dia isi no beka enu mom na ya na eye chen se omo timi da se abrawa na omo mo kura so eno na se ekowie kire na isi no the true results no eba na ekoba se ne dia yesi yeni ntum omo wiem ene ade no enti yesi omo tu omo fo sa kwan no so yesi omo tu omo fo sa kwan no so enti yenhwe se de aka ekire no omo ebenya gidie na afi omo adwe wo mo ani because abato no de sese de also bi ato bi ya to awie
sese de ato awie
akinka wo police station wi ya de collation center enti se collation center wa mo wani ana ho na bibi tumi sesa ema ne yeyi a ye wi afi na obebu obi etiri so na obesu obu obi aso enti eyese omo de self-futuo no ama omo achi tafo na omo nso atie no wasopam
but man who say NDC for no be calling on say omo supporters no coalition center yen kan kire coalition center national coalition center o ni accreditation amenko ho yes re
nsentwefo kora na yesu ni bia mema ho enti se wo ye supporter untumi nko ho ma ne nyeye and even no kora no constituency coalition center no kora no you obi an timi ko eninti eno nso kora no migiri se Sammy Gyamfi kasa sisia no o ka kire wo mo se o mo hwe se o mo ebe distance wo mo ho 100 meters away I think say o mo fa sa futuo no because wo ye mistake bia sisia na emra no ne hihye no betumi adiwo na akofa asem de abrew nti ye papa se wo behwe se unnimu a wunnim na watwe ho na emu enkose wo bo se yesi enkodwen ye nini yehwe college center nye police station
na
wakogina ho se me kokai bi no nye sa na tie
unya kwan Sammy Gyamfi asaba bi
the secretary for Ayawaso Awutu Senya East constituency Tuareg is no longer with the living, is no longer with us. Why? Because thugs of this same woman Hawa Kumsin beat him to pulp. And he never recovered, never got better until he died very painfully. How long will Hawa Kumsin continue to do this? As I speak to you, one supporter of the NDC has been murdered. He's dead. The other is in critical condition at the hospital. But that is not to say that we have lost focus. It is a very sad moment for us, a very difficult moment for us. But until Honorable Now Koyo is declared as the Member of Parliament elect for that constituency, we shall rest not in that constituency. And the information we have is that the coalition currently ongoing at the coalition center at ASEC is almost coming to an end. And we want to call on all our supporters, all our agents to remain extra vigilant until the process is concluded. The duly elected Member of Parliament for the constituency is declared by the EC. The results form duly signed by agents, our agents get his or her copy. It is posted on the wall, and then you can go and jubilate. But until then, let's remain vigilant. So that is what they have done there. And when we have the opportunity to address you again, we will show you pictures and videos of that. But I'm sure by now your correspondents in the area have already spoken to you about this sad development. But you know, nobody goes scot-free after shedding innocent blood. The NPP doesn't understand what is happening to them today. And one of the reasons why they are losing this miserably, like their own prophet told them they will lose spot all, is because of the 8 innocent Ghanaians they murdered in 2020. The blood of those innocent Ghanaians will forever be on their head. And so will be the blood of these 2 innocent Ghanaians who have been murdered today. One in Nyankpala in the Tolong constituency. An innocent civilian who was sitting somewhere only for these NPP thugs under the instruction of their parliamentary candidate Habib to open fire on him. And if you can show that is the injured person, show us the picture of the one who they murdered in cold blood under a bench because they were seated down. They didn't have any weapon. They killed them just like that because they had gone to the UDS campus at Nyankpala to influence and induce students to vote for Habib. Our supporters protested. It led to some heated exchanges and fisticuffs. The MPP thugs left the scene with Habib and came back there with their AK-47s and all that. They began to shoot indiscriminately to intimidate the crowd. The crowd dispersed. And on their way out, they met these NDC supporters sitting somewhere under an NDC shed. And they just opened fire on them and killed one at the spot. And here let me commend the Ghana Police Service led by IGP Dampare. IGP so far so good. It's not been smooth. We've not been happy with how some military men have been deployed and how some of them are behaving. But I think that so far, the Election Security Task Force under your leadership has done its best to maintain law and order in consonance with the laws governing this process. And we entreat you to continue to do so in accordance with the constitution that you have sworn to uphold. And I'm commending him because we understand that 4 of the criminals who committed this dastardly act have been arrested by the police. But the main culprit, who is Habib, must be arrested. And if he's not arrested today, on the 8th of January, he will be arrested, just like our Kusa. Mark that on the wall. Then, in Greater Accra, we are having serious challenges in 4 constituencies. One is Ayawaso Central, where the Interior Minister, what's his name? Henry Korte is Member of Parliament and the outgoing Member of Parliament for the area. We are having similar issue at Tema Central, Ablekuma West, especially where Aslawusu is the Member of Parliament, and Ablekuma North. And the common feature of all these challenges we are having at these coalition centers is that the police, or let me not even say the police, these thugs of the NPP, because some of them may be wearing police uniforms or military uniforms, but you can't even tell today in Akufo-Addo's Ghana whether these people are truly soldiers. You can't really tell. That is how depraved the leadership of this country has become and how bastardized our state institutions have been, reduced to. And so these thugs don't want to allow members of the public to at least observe. Because at Ablekuma West, thugs of the MPP tried to engage in ballot box swapping. They threw into the coalition center 2 ballot boxes. And people saw it because they were there. And they were there because we called on them to be there. Had they not been there, the story could have been a different one. So they were there and then protested and resisted that ballot box swapping attempt by the MPP. Immediately that happened, Aslawusu called her soldiers, and they came there in a truck. Soldiers armed to the teeth surrounding the coalition center. Well, our Deputy General Secretary is on the ground, and I'm told that the soldiers have now backed off. But that is a challenge we are encountering there. Same as Ablekuma North, same as Tema Central. And we are telling our people, stand your ground. Stand your ground. Be peaceful, be responsible, be orderly, but stand your ground. You have nothing to fear. Because we are on the side of the law. We are on the side of the law. And they cannot kill all of us in Ghana. They can't. Now, to conclude, there is also the issue of Abuakwa North in the eastern region, where, again, at the coalition center, the police has fired tear gas, they are spraying pepper spray, just to make sure that our people are not there to observe the process. And we want to call on the IGP to address these issues that we are encountering in some of these polling stations. The entire electoral process is a public exercise, from the police station level to the constituency level to the regional level to the national level. Accredited agents are the ones who are allowed to be in the collation rooms. We all know that. But the public, the general public, is allowed to be around to observe what is happening. What is happening is not an election of a secret society. It's an election of a democratic country. People have cast their votes. What do you have to hide? And some people will say, oh, but your agents are there, allow them. 2 agents and a few observers. What about if they bandit them somewhere? Like they did at the Jean Mensa. They attack them. They hound them out. Who will be there to defend them? And you want us, a serious political party, ready for power and in fact coming into power, to listen to your advice and tell our supporters to sleep at home and allow only 2 agents to be there observing the collation? You think we are zombies and it will not happen today, it will not happen tomorrow. We will police this exercise to the very end, and we call on our supporters to do exactly that. Now, finally, I'll end with a joke. I heard the new evangelist the MPP has now discovered, their communications director, who is now quoting a lot of Bible quotations saying that they have won the election. Well, I'm not here to counter that. I'm not here to say that we have won. As for who has won, by now every Ghanaian knows. They themselves, they know. And I want to show you one person who knows, because as the evangelist was preaching and saying they have won, his brother, the communication director of the MPP, was by his side. And from the look on his face, can we see that picture? I want to show you the face of a man who says he has won an election. Look, this is Richard Anyaba, MPP Communications Director. So if the MPP has truly won an election, you think this is how Richard Anyaba will be looking? This will be his countenance and his facial expression. And I'm sure you saw Fatima too. Yes. So these are the people who claim they have won an election. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your patience. We thank you for your collaboration. We appreciate your presence here with us, and we want to encourage you to stick with us until we bring this process to an end. We for member assembly mekan ne tofa tietia. Enche cry ne in central for bidin kita ho. Ye ne oman no teach you your supporters in akasa say. About what the ntuwie. Ya to akan abobo no polling station. But e fa na ye do so ye constituency collation center no. E ho ehia pa. Enti yenyai enigye ne jubilation bia na yenyina yenkoka ye agents no constituency collation center. Nyese ye ko radan na ye collation ni wom. But ye ko gina ba bia ye betumi ehu de yekoso. Anase empo ye hu de yekoso a ye betumi ate de yekoso. Bibi sia ye bu ye nipa bia na ye tata ye nipa bia na obi pese owie mu a ye be wa around to give them the support that they need. Yebeka asemi ewie no MPP for so mati kwa pai omo so ponti ase yese your supporters enko omo enkrofo omo ne omo eyesumase dwedie electoral commission for so say wampa ehia se political party be ba omo enkrofo akọ coalition center na buzianfo de ebisa ne se omo okro no wo kejetia na udu oni e pai kromfu a ubedwane akoye saba no monye madwen se mu bewie mu a ene Ghana fo a omato omaba no mo pese o mo ba collation center be ready e koso no bone be no ma ye de hia ne se o mo be gina akire kama na process na koso no ma hu de e koso ana se bibi kura e koso wo wa o mo so ti hu no ma boy amane ana se o ma boa NDC agent wo ho ka obi so na se NDC wo agent wo ho agent no kwantin kro ana ayire so nipa mienu sa antitrafo nipa bone fo MPP fo ya o mo tututu okum nipa so o mo start sa de na nipa mienu de no betumi ade obi so say Ghana mrama ho kwan sa agent nkwa ne timi ko coalition center nya no kre agent ne timi wura coalition center be bia ye coalition nankasa be Ghana ni bia wato na ba wo ho kwan se o timi ko gina be bia mrama no ho kwan se Ghana fo timi gina no pe de e koso because abato no enye sumasi dwedie e public exercise ne ye na Ghana fo a ye the key stakeholders ne ye wo kwan se ye waso de so se ye de ye ni edi akire free afarijan penso 92 besine saa ne aye no enti enye ne ye ba besam abuzian for de no to nchen a se se de bo mama ne se and at esuma bay was ade san na ni pabonefo mo be yi asore esuma bay MPP for o ma start about to nwie mu ni o mu titira sem no se se de o mo ye 2020 kunku nipa no ma start bi enti ukọ atwemangwa bi eja south a achire mu videos a MPP4 nipa bonefo bi Akofa ballot boxes mienu a ballot papers gum some of the quiet ballot box swapping. Young Crawford General Monaso because no good ballot boxes nechi. A police for boa. I'm a yet Yachiches uncle for in ballot boxes now. And then you know, say I was a pass police station. Na ballot boxes ni fear boakwa carrier. Omudu is a pass and MPP the Paboni for you to share also. But ya fee near ya sing Kate say ya be bo Ghana for you na bo mato ho banti. Yet Timmy Sadiano Anoquine. And on Anche no call a boakwa nofa a war eastern region. I was so central Ablikuma North, Ablikuma West, Tema Central, Sanye may be called Situation Coalition Center. No. And MPP for Nisi for person more to say a Illuminati for meeting room. They want to treat Constituency Coalition Center to say there is secret society be meeting conference and a conference center. There be about what there a Ghana for now to Mabana Yakanya win Yakoki Kaboom. Into Ghana for one say agents. Ghana for one coin say omo ben sabiano. Yes, the omu kujina baby aye coalition ankasa, but they can stand somewhere that they can see or hear or observe what is happening around. Now ye agents ni bi ya attack omo no mu hia mo a omo so etinya boa omo. We are going ye di kan. President Mahama said it. Tabatu we are going into it like Azuma Nelson. Ya ye referee ye butum because he say referee no or she JC or a striker. Emma you open it. Enti enya dia asase ma omo kan be yadwuma and we are telling your supporters that the omo fiti ase no omo nya saa se MPP for say omo ba be ko ye ho a saa kra na ye ha nam dodo ense nkwan omo nyina mra na ye mo ban no ye make sure say bibia be ko so asundwie na de wadi nkunim no ye declare na asem de ani ho ba say ye nkoda na agent bi enu bi nko gina wo nye coalition de ene de ensi china so enti Yenu anomo wo Ablikuma West, Ablikuma North, Ablikuma Central. Mon fi moni Oslo uso neni abre. On pese the ekos wo dem won yebi hu the same as in reporting e wa ya waso Central. Kaswa mpo de yakum NDC ni ba ko te se de yakum bi wo tolon. Yasanso we pro bi wo because how wakum si nim se wadi ncho. Na yebo police for abaso se tolon de no metimi a check nipa nine. Akabako, that is the MPP parliamentary candidate Habiba or Shaw Musa Kutubano. Na yɛhwɛ kaswaso ɔmɛkye mrantie no na hawa kumsia or yes I am branche ni why yes I di ache isu no ɔmakye no na yɛde akaso manche ne na crime de yɛ papa Mahama ke ni expiry date emre bi ba enche kra emre no kra nya ba wie ha yɛbɛkye ɔmo awia kete na di twato a yɛka nyina ne sɛ MPP for nsɛmtwerɛ for nhyiamu ɔmo yɛ no ɔmo ka bibi sɛ ɔmo awe ne abusuafo kasa de yɛ mframa ɔka yɛ nyɛ tax obi atimi ka de ɔpɛ ɛna wode wano dɔ nwere so a ebi ngɔ ɔmo num na keka ɔmo aka no waa musumu ntie no waa yɛ deɛ yɛ nim deɛ wawe ne aba no Ghana fo nyina so nim deɛ wawe ne aba to no na nyɛ afi ne yɛbɛpepere yɛ ho aka bibia mmerɛ bɛso a yɛde results no nyinaa ɛbɛto abɔnten because we are very focused on process na aircon enti de ɔmo kan no waa muso muntie no waa na te said me de Richard Ayaba Mr. for picture no to so na me bi nwa MPP communications director no gina Nelson Pakeni evangelist for MPP enya no a the press conference I nyamesem kan Bible quotations no o gina the chi MPP for mo so marry no mo communications director se no we si aye nani di wa wuti mi hu se be bia duro ne de enye me bia to nsuo but still mama ye ni na wo sa aboa wo na ye monitor process ni se ade beche se na nyemesi ko ne de ade beche no na obia go the smoothness level ye da mu nyina masese efrem mama ba
Abuzia yeguso asomo ene ano anwumre na se anadwi because duba ko abapa ho sima emiensa pepepe yakọ NPP amuyo
NDC presser ra Sammy Gyamfi edi kan wakan no protocol samu ne was I ever say no eba ya nkasa ya kasa ya beti na bibia so akonkan Mr. So far as still now no or share ne chitafo ne say omo mbie o mani enya sa bibeti me afọ mo ase kakri bi na ye sorry so na
omo mie nkosi hen ani ye mumie mu ani no
sesi ade na ekọ wase coalition center omo ni akire
enti ha omo kwa koduru hen coalition center no se de na ya nugu so a na me ka ho asem no coalition center no udi akira koduru hen untimi ni akire bi kura no a compound okura untimi nko aha ana kambese wonya kwan wura inside nti udi akira koduru hen so ana se ye ka kire omo se ana mo ka kire omo se omo nko ho no a no mu kugu a ede na omo beye ede na omo ye wo ho so nti me de American no se omo hwe na ebi a party no omo nkrofo a omo gina omo anamu no se omo gidie wo mu no anaso omo firi so omo fisi so a na omo besesa wo mu a omo nsesa wo mu na emum se wo madodo na ko gina bontene na omo gina ho akosidie die na bekoso okay ana saa na wono mo beye because gidie nhyedanim aha parties ni mienu nyina obia wo opposition a onye isi ni sana Ghana hanom two political parties no sana omotie the way wo opposition a ohun ne say the electoral commission no one aban no na ete empaso we so wo opposition saa nti enyanwanwa say ekoso saa na de kan say ye de ete akire ne ye de ekoso aha na the electoral commission no ebre no so a de ode ebeba no enyina yebehunu se de nema sitie
okay
na oha ba ko ewo mu ye wo mu a se be wo mu ahwere wo mu nkwa no asem we da bia ye ka ho asem minim ade potia ewo mu ene de o pa esese o ma ho kwan ema saa de ne koso ebia na ye san na se nya san pa de a eye de asem a eye de ya wo na wo ahwere wo nkwa sesi a no wo ye hwan wo ye party hwan ana abana ye to no wo ye hwan ya se win ne ba sesi a wa firi mu win ne ba wabusuafo na waka akire no de na de koma wo mu
okay producers Mr. Wonfre we na yetimi enhunu said the normal see call I think say Jamai South the normal we ti as a course amenya wa hase ni cheso mo we ti Ernest obetimi afre we no na yetimi akese the normal ECT enso e ho no ma ho say course bi e baba e wa hase ti yefre we sisi aye na yetimi eni enkomo na bibia so ti konkan manya ntie say we will find out whether indeed it's true and so Yako Western Regional especially Takrade and in Impression one more to say Papa no will pick up see what you secondly
no pick out no taka no dimate no
like Takwan Suayam Esikabu Ketan Shama Hunter West almost say 7cc
Esika do nye jogate no
say Charles Bisi na e bakope but me shede nyinni
okay
me shede nyinni sa no na ye na Ernest Mofre we no na ye say omatimi awia na yetimi edi enkomo enso e wo no Jamai South elections no what we are hearing is Kamia ko say omu awia ne sa enti yebekọ na yakwa hese de normal ACTA enso e wo no so Jamai South to say predominantly MPP and we are got to abia MPP na we need both presidential
and parliamentary
until 2020 and parliamentary no flip here
a call NDC
and now yakwa to abano NDC parliamentary candidate and answer where MP that ewo hoyi honorable Akufo-Addo any Colonel Kojo Damwa the former commissioner custom ewo GRA ono na one no contest and one in NDP mame Rollins
Nana
Konodu party no but race na akwakoye between Damwa Colonel Damwa ene Okofo Date enso ho no nti yebekọ akwakohwe said ye eniema esitie enso ho so yemfrɛ ide kwaku fita na se yemfrɛ eye Andy Young na yenkodi enkomo ntenes monfrɛ mo na yehwɛ said ye normal esitie enso ho na yehwɛ whether bibia timi akoso anase wono eguso a wamo eye coalition no enso ho no nti yankɔ no yɛkɔ hɛ na yɛmra emedi enkomo enso ho nti yankɔ yɛbɛkɔ eye ho no na yɛkɔ akodi enkomo Greater Accra na amanfo eda wo mase ebi so da Western region ase ebi so eda ɛsɛ regions ne bebre ho no ma we so we na decide
na me hu sɛ na alotije kɔpɔ eda central for asese the okan no maye
I just on so okan say nkomo fama MPP so yantwen ni yenhwe said the ebisi akono yantwen ni yenhwe said ebisi akono enso e wo ho no they say eduru say dia obia ebeka ne de na yes approximately 60% of polling station results no e ya dia nationwide
60%
omanya